Hey everyone, how's it going? Genius Invokation TCG, which is Genshin's trading card game, is just around the corner and we can finally take a look at everything you need to know to get started. We'll be taking a look at how to play and how to increase your collection of cards. Before we dive deeper, I'm going to take a second of your time to invite you to the Twitch channel. We'll be streaming the TCG as soon as it goes live over at twitch.tv/SidneymarZA. And I would also like to invite you to our Discord, Shout, for anyone who is looking to find some players to duel or play custom game modes in Genshin Impact. Leaderboards for the various game modes are going to be set up, so I would suggest joining as soon as possible. Link down below. Right, so firstly, how do we get started? Before version 3.3 goes live, make sure you are at least adventure rank 32 or above and have completed the Archon Quest Song of the Dragon and Freedom. If you meet these requirements, then when 3.3 is live, make your way over to the Cat's Tail in Mondstadt and we'll finally be able to enter the tavern and talk to a cat named Prince. Prince will then provide you everything you need to get started. In order to play the game, you will need a deck of 3 character cards and 30 action cards. Yes, 30. Now once you have your deck, let's take a look at the playing table. The 3 character cards are the 3 characters you have selected. The card that seems a tad bit misaligned is actually your current active character. This is the character you'll be doing your attacks with, but we'll get to that later in this video. On the right hand side here, you'll see your dice. There will be a total of 8. At the start of each round, you'll have the chance to roll these die, and you'll want to have the elements on your dice to correspond to the character's elements that you have equipped. Down here on the right side, you'll see the cost of your character's skill set along with the cost of each skill. This area over here is the summon zone. Some of your characters may have skills which create summons and will be shown over here. Summons will have different effects to assist you. On the left hand side, we'll have the supporting zone. Supporting cards will be placed here and will provide supporting effects. The difference between summon and support zones is that the summon zone is created by your characters and the support zone is from action cards in your hand. Each side, summon and support, can hold up to 4 cards at once. This side here on the left is where we will have our draw pile, which will contain our 30 action cards we choose from, all shuffled and randomized. At the start of the game, we will then draw 5 cards into our hand, which will be seen at the bottom of your screen. And finally, on the left side, we can see the turn indicator and the number of dice each player has. Phew, that was a lot of information, but we are only getting started. So, as mentioned before, in preparation for a duel, each player will draw 5 action cards from their draw pile. You will then have 1 opportunity to switch out your cards. After you are satisfied with your cards, you will then select your active character. Choose wisely, as switching active characters will cost you a single dice. Now, what do all of these symbols mean? On the active character, you'll see a drop shaped symbol with a number printed big at the top left. This is your character's HP. Once that number hits 0, your character is out. On the right hand side, you'll see the energy. Every time you use a skill or normal attack in the duel, your character will receive energy. Once your energy is full, you'll be able to use your character's burst. Simple, right? As mentioned before, you will need to roll dice. Any specific color in a hexagon will represent the dice with the corresponding elemental type needed to perform the action. A grey block indicates you'll need to use a number of dice that don't have the same elemental type, and a white block indicates you'll need to use a specific number of dice that have the same elemental type, but it could be of any element. The orange orb indicates the energy cost, which is on the right hand side of your character card. Now, every character card can equip a maximum of 1 weapon and 1 artifact on them. You'll get these weapons and artifacts from your draw pile from the action cards. These weapon and artifact cards will also indicate the dice cost at the top of the card for applying that card to a character. There are also statuses that stick to your character and switch between active characters, which are like summons except they apply to your character instead. Finally, we have the action cards. There are 3 types of action cards. We have equipment, which includes weapons and artifacts. We have event cards, which immediately trigger certain effects. And then we have support cards, mentioned earlier, that will go to the left side of the playing field. And lastly, the question many people are probably asking, how does the dicing work? Well, at the start of each round, you will have 8 die. As long as you have not used any support cards, the element that the dice roll will be completely random. Every action requires you to pay via the dice. If you do not have the required elemental dice, you can play action cards which change the element of the dice, or you can discard some of the cards in your hand to change the elemental type of the selected dice you want. Keep in mind that it will only change the element to the element of your active character if you are discarding the cards. Otherwise, if you can't make a play, just end your turn. This is going to be all the information for the TCG you need to know on how to play the game. I will be posting all the guides you need in order to play the game mode, get the best possible deck, so consider subscribing if you want to stay up to date. Comment any questions you have down below in the comment section. I'll see you next time.